It is day 5 of BashMas, a 12-day betting series ahead of Christmas so that I can afford to escape my family on Boxing Day and go and snowboard Le Pas de Chavanette to my death. Yesterday, day 4, had an absolute stonker yesterday, and I am now £3,322.35 in profit. Really, really, really decent day. Just one of those days where everything went right. But before we come to it, I want to give you a free Christmas present. I'm telling you now, and the odds are available now and not in a little bit. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 11:17 a.m.
So this is not much help if it's like 8 p.m. at night. But here's my Christmas present if you're listening to this anytime around about now. Riggs Johnston, or as he will soon be, Sir Riggs Johnston, is in from 90 to 1 to 20 to 1 to win the Alfred Dunhill Championship. And I just think 20 to 1 in play at this time of the morning is a pretty decent bet. He's currently in 11th, but I think he's playing the best golf on the tour just now. Look, he came through DP World Tour qualifying, which is an extraordinarily difficult tour to get out of. All of the best players that aren't quite on the tour playing on that, he's come through. He's the winner of that. He's playing arguably better golf than anyone on the actual tour. Goes down to the Spreadsheet, wins that, then goes over to the Ned Bank, which is that coming off his first victory. Traditionally, your head's frazzled, you never play that well. And to be fair, round 1 he doesn't play that well. He shoots 76, but then he goes on from 76 to go, he hit 75 and then 77, 2 awful rounds. Made the cut though, then 71 and 68. That's 71 and 68 in rounds 3 and 4. Got him into 24th place. If he'd actually just not had a nightmare round 2, the guy could have won it. He was only 8 shots off. He could have shot a 69 in round 2 and won the tournament. And this is what I'm saying. Like, he's had one bad round in 8. He's won the Ispas. He's come through DP World Tour qualifying. He could have challenged for the Ned Bank. He's right in it. Yes, he is 5 shots off the lead just now, but he hasn't really got through any holes in round 2. Marcus Kinhult has got to 11 under par at the halfway stage. The rest of the field are 8 under par, 9 under par. Riggs Johnston is 6 under par, 20 to 1 at this moment. I'm having a bit of him in play. I'm having a lot of him in play, to tell you the truth. I'm using some of my exchange balance, which is inflated just now. What happened on the horses? Nothing yesterday. Donada, 0. Zilcho. Was there anything even worth talking about? No, like a full bust on the Trixie, Single win on the Lucky 15, a single place in the Lucky 15 at really low odds. There's nothing there. Today's William Hill bets will be, we'll start with any harm in asking at 25 to 1. I'm going to add that in. Now, there's a lot going on apparently in the 1:15 at Cheltenham, so we're just going to try and pick one of those different horses and put them into different multiples. So we're going to have any harm in asking, Flicker's Girl, First Company and Chambard in the first Lucky 15, and then in the second Spirits Bay with Tiger Bay. Hey, that's fun. Galassian and Cocoa Beach. And there's a third one there. We're going to have Media Naranja, Sonic Side, Jump the Gun, and Man is King. So that 1:15 in Cheltenham, dotting around, because as we go over to Betfred, we're still dotting around. We'll have Spirits Bay again with Flicker's Girl, Chambard and First Company. A lot of doubled up horses there. Let's have a little bit of fun. 100 to 1 horse at 1:15 at Cheltenham. Got to do it. Got to have a triple figure horse now and again, don't we? Let's have Lively Citizen. And then, come on, I'm going to get a silly one out here. Let's have Itzino Dairy in the next race at Cheltenham at 80 to 1 as well. Garçon 2 and Accelero is the odds on at Bangor on D. Not quite plus EV, but it doesn't matter because that's kind of a throwaway Lucky 15. If I was sensible, I might stake a little bit lower on that one. I mean, that double for Lively Citizen and Itzino Dairy to place is like just shy of 400 to 1. But hey, sometimes you just got to buy a lottery ticket. That's my lottery ticket of today. Exchange bets wise, today, I haven't actually seen, there's nothing really up at this time in the morning. And I don't think I'm going to add anything tonight because I've got a poker game tonight. So it's the dad from my kid's school. Just edited out the name of my kid's school because I stupidly just put it in there. And we're having a home poker game this evening. And like 3 of them have never played poker before. So it's like, well, look, they're turning up. I mean, I don't know what to do about it. It's like, it's just, what do you do? It's them, the grown adults. They're turning up. They're putting the money down. So I'm not going to say no to free money, am I? Anyway, so I'm not going to be really around to add more bets later. Not that there's that much on this evening. We do have, one Serie A, one Bundesliga, one French League One, and in the Championship, Derby versus Portsmouth. Now, up on the exchanges, well, as a result of Sky Bet have gone 1+ match shots on target between 0 minutes and 9:59, 10 minutes. And they've said was 8 to 11 is now evens. So let's have a look at this. It's my only bet of today. And I make Derby versus Portsmouth match shots on target 7.41. Now, I don't have a distribution for shots on target between 0 and 10 minutes, but I do have a distribution of shots on goals. I've put that up on the hub at Bookie Bashing, if anyone's interested to go and have a look. And between 0 and 10 minutes, 8.15% of goals in my database have been scored relative to the number of goals in the match, 8.15% of goals. So you take 8.15% of 7.41, and that gives us 0.603915 shots on target between 0 and 10 minutes. And we add this into a Poisson calculator. There's one in the Bet Builder if you've got access to Bet Builder, static variable Poisson calculator. The mean is 0.603915, target over 0, and we get odds of 2.21. Now, Sky Bet have gone 8 to 11 to evens, so we're not going to get value on that. I want 2.5. We're not going to get 2.5 because no one's laying at 2.5. But what I do see on the exchanges is that nobody knows how to price this because, yet again, people have just shoved a price in right underneath the boost price. It's 1.95, 1.97. And that's really indicative of they don't know what they're doing. They see it's evens at Sky Bet and they think by putting up a trade at 1.99, they're obviously getting a value price because Sky Bet are evens. They're not. And I'm happy to lay that. And I've laid that at 1.94 as low as that. So thank you very much for that lay. I'm taking that today, tomorrow, and every day I can because it should be way over it. I mean, to get to even money, you need over a whole shot on target more in the expectancy of this game. So it's just definitely not an odds-on bet. This is. So go and lay that. Go and bet on rigs. Shall we talk about yesterday? Yes. So what on earth happened yesterday? Well, shots is what happened yesterday. Shots and shots and shots and shots. And they were lovely. So these are shots and shots on target that I'm looking at in between team news and the kickoff because that's when the liquidity tends to come in on the exchanges. And I got various related shots type things. I mean, anything that wasn't shots wasn't that interesting. I don't think anything happened in first goal scorer. Oh, Rangers Tottenham. I did lay Son, Min, Werner and Maddison. That all came in. Yes, I backed Carney, but only for a very small amount, so it was still profit. Oh, check this out, by the way, before we get to shots. I chose Bentancur, Bissouma and Johnson to be carded in the match. And look what happens in the 61st minute. Is that brutal or what? That's brutal. It's like when you want a player to be carded, you're kind of hoping it is in the first half. And then when it gets to the second half, you have that nervousness that they're going to be substituted. Thanks for that, Spurs. I mean, wholesale changes. Was that when they were won? It doesn't matter. I don't care. That was brutal. Anyway, and Ajax didn't win both halves. Daniel Buska wasn't the first goal scorer for Porto versus Midtjylland. Matthew Stafford and Brock Purdy not only didn't throw for 2+ touchdowns, there wasn't even any touchdowns in the game in the NFL. So what did happen yesterday? Well, I'll tell you what happened yesterday. Everything to do with shots. And it's crazy that they all came in because they don't have to all come in. Just because the value is on my side doesn't mean that the model's good. My model is just what my model is, right? So the market maker could be putting up prices that are value on one side or the other side. And the outcome is irrelevant. They could all lose, and if they were all value prices, I've lost my shirt and I've still done really, really well because I found the opportunity, right? All that meant was that there was a different disagreement with a different market maker. And this particular market maker, he got stuffed yesterday because they all went in my direction. It still doesn't mean anything in the long run in terms of a sample size. This isn't enough bets. It's just they all went in my favour. And that's why I had an absolute stonker of a day yesterday. How much on the exchanges? £2,818. So this is Kelly staking with an £8,000 bankroll. 30% Kelly. That's my chosen strategy from the beginning of this. The 8,022 is what we won in the previous vlog series. Backing and laying with a cap of £500 because I just don't feel comfortable. You have to cap Kelly. You have to cap Kelly, right? I don't feel comfortable putting £1,000 down on any bet, even at 1.01 with an £8,000 bankroll. You might be able to. You might feel comfortable. I don't. Personal risk tolerance, right? Maybe 30% Kelly is too aggressive for you. It's not for me. I can replace that 8,022 if I lose it. I consider it to be house money that I won in the previous series. So it works for me. But I am capping £500. And I'm telling you that because I've actually ended up costing myself a little bit of money capping it at £500. Had I not been capping it at £500, I would have made a lot more yesterday. So shot myself in the foot. And all of these bets went up on a JPEG image on the blog before kickoff in the early games and in the evening games at 8 p.m. last night as well. But I found, did I talk about the Chelsea game on the video? I don't recall. I think I did, and all of those won. So the Chelsea shots, they just hammered Astada, and there was never in doubt. I was following that one on the kids' school run. Then we went over to Manchester United versus Pilsen, and we just wanted over 25 and over 26 shots, 113% EV there. Just backing those, that was fine, and that came in. Then the Rangers-Tottenham game was my favourite because it was all about the Rangers. So I was backing Rangers over 4.5 and 5.5. Don't know how many they got, but Rangers was just all over Tottenham. But I was also laying Tottenham. So I was laying over 5.5 and 4.5 shots on target. And Tottenham over 15.5 shots was a lay. And Rangers were just dominant in that match. And they won it at a canter, and they got their, well, they didn't win it at a canter, it was 1-1. They could have won it. But they won their shots at a canter. As I open up the stats from yesterday, and they're going to tell me they won it by 0.5, didn't they? Yeah, they did. I was on Rangers over 5.5. They got 6. Easy game, isn't it? Tottenham only got 3, and I laid over 4.5 and 5.5. And I laid over 15.5 Tottenham shots. They only got 12. I mean, that was at 1.99. That was, the exchanges made that an even money lay, and I thought it should have been 2.43. It was an easy lay. And there's Kelly staking. We're getting quite a lot on that now, right? Talking about, laying high odds. The EV can be quite thin with laying. That was 118% EV bet. It's a big bet for me. All 5 of those bets in the Rangers-Tottenham game came in. And they are a bit interrelated. The 3 Tottenham ones and the 2 Rangers ones are related, but that's okay. And then in Portland, Midtjylland, I'll tell you what, Porto over 17.5 and Porto over 18.5 shots. Porto were at 17 shots in the 85th minute, and there was like 98 minutes in this match. So they had to go 13 minutes without getting a shot, and they didn't get one. There was a Midtjylland late goal, and then VAR went on forever, and I was like, keep this going, because no matter how long VAR goes on, they're not adding the full time on to the end of extra time, and they didn't, and it was a great one. So look, everything came in. Doesn't mean a lot. Everything could have lost, and they were still good bets. The model doesn't know that the market maker on the exchange is offering value on either side. So my overs could have been unders and my unders could have been overs and everything could have lost and everything would have been fine. But everything happened to win and everything is daisy and I'd better go and dust off those snowboarding boots and possibly find myself a helmet.